Class 3, English, Term 1, Lesson number 1, New versus Old. Do you go to the library? Write good manners to be followed in library. Write about it in the space given below. Maintain silence in the library. Obey the library rules. Switch off the mobile phone in library. Respect the library staff. You must have read in the phrase, "You get what you give." Read what happened when one book wished something bad for the other book. Once upon a time, there was a wooden cupboard. It remained empty for most of the time. One day, a boy came in and placed two books inside the cupboard and left them for an indefinite period of time. Out of these two books, one was new and the other was old. The two books kept on talking and arguing most of the time, but the cupboard never really paid any attention. Once, the cupboard at the corner of the room was upset as the new book and the old book were fighting constantly for many days. The cupboard felt like they were capable of fighting over any topic at any time. "You belong to the scrap store," the new book said to the old book, hinting at the fact that the old book was of no use and of no value. "See, that's the problem with your new books. Aren't you aware of the fact that with time a book's value increases?" asked the old book. The new book started laughing and said, "I don't think. Just look at yourself, all yellow and dog-eared. I wouldn't be surprised if our owner paid somebody else to take you off his hands. But I, on the other hand, am still new. Look how sharp my corners and how white and clean my pages are," said the new book. It was the same story every day, and the cupboard tried hard to put up with their constant bickering, but it seemed like the fight would never end. One day the cupboard was fed up with their fight and said, "What is wrong with the two of you? You two are always fighting with each other. It is not about how old you are. The most important thing is that what is written inside of you. Please stop this childish behavior right now." The books were silent for the next few hours. It appeared as if the cupboard's intervention worked and the books understood their mistake. But within few hours, the bickering started again. Few days passed, and one day it so happened that the cupboard's door was left open. Seeing this, the new book saw a group of termites walking on the floor. The new book invited them in the cupboard. She said, "Come in, mates. Did you know that this cupboard will make the perfect home for all of you? Not just that, look at all the yummy old books here. Why don't you move in?" The termites climbed up the cupboard and marched towards the old book to eat her. The old book started to shiver and cried, "Help! Help!" But after munching on the pages of old book, unexpectedly the termites turned towards the new book and started eating her. "I called you here to eat the old book. Why are you eating me?" the new book asked. The cupboard realized that the things could only get worse from here. Once the termites finished eating the books, they would start eating the cupboard. Thinking this, the cupboard began to rock itself, and through the open door, it knocked both the books out. The books landed on the floor with a loud thud, and the owner of the library came to check. "These books have termites in them. I should get rid of them quickly," the owner said, and got rid of all the termites. The books were termites free and returned to the cupboard once again. They were relieved to be termite free and thanked the cupboard for the help. The new book apologized the old book and the cupboard for being rude to them and promised to live together happily. Outline: This lesson is about two books who fought with each other constantly. The cupboard tried hard to solve their fights, but they didn't listen to anyone. One day the new book saw a group of termites walking by and invited the termites to the cupboard as their new home and to eat off the old book. The termites climbed up the cupboard and started eating the old book. Once the termites had finished eating the corners of the old book, they started eating the new book. Then the cupboard realized next to the termites would be eating her. So the wooden cupboard rocked itself to get rid of the books. The books fell off on the floor with a loud thud. The noise caught the owner's attention and he came to get rid of the termites, and the books promised to live with peace. Concept: People will treat you in the same way you treat them. If you play tricks or harm someone, one day you will pay for all deeds. Meanings: The meaning of hinting is suggest or indicate something indirectly. The meaning of bickering is argue about unimportant and small matters. The meaning of indefinite is not clearly expressed. The meaning of intervention is taking chance to participate. The meaning of termites is kind of insects. The meaning of munching is eat steadily with noise. Listening skills. Listen carefully and repeat the following: indefinite, arguing, scrap, constant, intervention, termites, munching, apologized. Speaking skills. Read the following conversation between two friends. Why didn't you come to the school today? My mother is sick. I am taking care of her. What happened to her? She is having fever. In the same manner, talk with your partner. Why didn't you come to play yesterday? I was having headache. Why don't you study these days? I am having fever. Why didn't you go to the doctor? I was not having money to pay to the doctor. Why didn't you complete your homework? I was suffering from bad cold. Reading skills. Read the passage and answer the following questions. My class is going to a movie next week. We have to get permission slips before we go. We also need to ask our parents if they will drive us to the movie theater. We are going to see a movie that tells us the story from a book we read. We love it when movies are made from books. It is fun to compare the movie to the book. I usually like to book better. We get to the movie early so we can buy popcorn. Some of us buy candies and slushies too. We all enjoy watching the movie. When we return to the school, we talk about things that were in the movie and the book. The movie and the book are similar. We all agree that we like the book better though. Books let you picture the characters any way you want to picture them. Answer the following questions from the passage. What do the students need to do before going to the movie? The students need to get permission slips before going to the movie. What is fun to compare? It's fun to compare the movie to the book. What do the students like better, the movie or the book? The students like the book better. What do books let you do? The books let us picture the characters any way we want to picture them. Literature. Answer the following questions. Why was the cupboard upset? The cupboard was upset because the new book and the old book were fighting constantly for many days. What were the books arguing about? The books were arguing about their value. Explain the appearance of the books. One book was new and the other was old. Who invited the termites and why? The new book invited the termites to eat off the old book. Why was the cupboard rocking itself? The cupboard was rocking itself to throw out the books and save itself from termites. Fill in the blanks. The cupboard realized that the things could only get worse from here. The cupboard remained empty for most of the time. It was the same story every day, and the cupboard tried hard to put up with their constant bickering, but seemed like fighting would never end. It's not about how old are you. The most important thing is that what is written inside of you. They were relieved to be termite-free and thanked the cupboard for help. Make sentences of your own using these words given below. Attention. Please pay attention to your studies. Hint. He gave me a hint to solve the question. Value. I give value to my parents. Constant. He drove the car at a constant speed. Behavior. She was rewarded for her good behavior. Write opposites for the following words. The opposite word of empty is full. The opposite word of paid is unpaid. The opposite word of inside is outside. The opposite word of constant is inconstant or fitful. The opposite word of increase is decrease. Writing skills. Match the following. Wooden matches with cupboard. 2 matches with books. Indefinite matches with time. Dog matches with yard. Sharp matches with corners. Rearrange the words to make meaningful sentences. In, books, them, these, termites have. These books have termites in them. To, is, you, what, with, the, of, wrong. What is wrong with 2 of you? Toward, the, book, termites, new, turned. The termites turned towards the new book, called to the I book you eat old. I called you to eat the old book. Write true or false against each sentence. The cupboard never tried to help the book. False. The termites refused to eat the old book. False. The cupboard rocked itself and books fell out of it. True. The owner didn't get rid of the termites. False. The new book tried to dominate the old book. False.
If you like this video, please share and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon.